Welcome to Bear Lifestyle, the podcast where we are stripping away insecurities and judgments to reach in for the essence of who we are, Bear. Beautiful, authentic, real, and ever evolving. I'm Simona Spark, a best-selling author, international speaker, transformational coach, and so many other things. Beyond anything else, I'm a woman who stopped following other people's rules and started creating my own. I am so excited to invite as a co-host someone whom I'm not only fell in love with and admire, but also I'm inspired and fascinated by him, his stories, and the way he sees the world. My significant other, Tim. Welcome, babe.
Thank you, Simona. I'm excited and a little nervous to be invited into the Bear space. I'm so inspired by you, the first person I've ever dated whose biography I can read. You've become my lover and my muse, and I'm looking forward to exploring what we have together. So a little bit about me. I'm an explorer of life, a yoga teacher and musician with a side gig saving the world. That's me.
Wonderful. In this season, we want to talk about taboo topics through the lens of two people dating, redefining romance while living on opposite sides of the world.
We decided to do so as we go, so we can capture the raw moments in the present and share them with you.
Please join the conversation by leaving your comments, insights, and questions in the comment box or DM us on Instagram at Bear Lifestyle Show. Thanks for listening. All right, let's do this. Let's celebrate. I'm celebrating myself, celebrating you, everyone that listens and watch this episode and our podcast. And I'm celebrating with water. Here I am tuning in from Surabaya, Indonesia. I'm in Tim's house, but he's not home. So I'm hosting this on my own this week. You will see him next week. And a very interesting topic today, tattoos, cover-ups. I don't know how many of you are obsessed with tattoos. I do admit I'm developing a obsession here. I have quite a few, way too many, one might say. They're tiny though. Started with like fingers tattoo and they kind of take over my body little by little. So let us know if you love tattoos, if you hate tattoos, what are your opinions about tattoos? And today I want to focus on cover-up tattoos because I just done one today. It's so much more that goes into a tattoo than a beautiful design or anything else. There's so many reasons that people choose to do a tattoo on their body, right? So my first tattoo was done 16 years ago after my first divorce. And I just fall into that cliche of like, I need to put something on my body to be pretty, to make me feel prettier or whatever. I mean, a lot went into that, right? So I have this rose on my ankle. I did talk about it in my book. If you haven't read my book, please do so. Finding in the description. It's called Raising My Voice, the Memoir of an Immigrant. And I do share from the very beginning how I attempted to write my book first time, having my child writing it for me. And he started the book from my tattoo, how the pain that I put myself through by doing the tattoo to cover up the real pain. And guess what? He was right. He was right. And I remember about that today because I wanted to cover this tattoo for so long now. And I keep looking to different places and how to do it and what kind of design. And I don't want a bigger tattoo to cover this one. But that's what the problem was to cover it, to pretend that it's not there, that doesn't exist, right? It's a beautiful metaphor though, because we want to cover the past, right? We want to cover the stories that we used to have, to just don't talk about it anymore. That might be a next phase, right? But the reality is that that past doesn't go anywhere. That past is part of us. So all I know to be true, be helpful to move forward and live our present and move into the future is if and only if we are healing our past. We can't deny it. We can't let go of. We can't pretend it never happened. Whatever stories we tell ourselves, it's still there. And yesterday, when I was making a deal with this tattoo artist here in Surabaya and kind of scheduled to go in and have my tattoo covered today, I really scan myself. How do I feel about that old tattoo? Do I really want to cover it? Or it just doesn't represent me anymore and I want to do something else that resonates with who I am and where I'm going? And yes, option 2 is the truth. And was very interesting to recognize that there is no emotions attached to my previous tattoo. No resentment, no judgment. That was the last one, judging like, oh, I was just so silly to get that. Just put it there. I thought my life would be better. So today I was like, I'm actually excited to have this new design and this new tattoo on my ankle. And it's actually good to know that underneath of that, it's my old tattoo. Underneath of that is the first tattoo that I ever done it. And the reasons that I done it and who was I when I done it. So it's very interesting how I switched from judging my past to actually want to have it with me and celebrate how far I've come and who have I become. And I do want to invite you to look into your life and see what scars, what tattoos, what prints you still have on you, on your body, on your skin, on your soul, on your heart from the past. And you might want to ignore it or pretend that it's not there. And when you find that, I also want to invite you to dig deeper and get curious about what doesn't let you accept that. What doesn't let you accept that about yourself as who you used to be back then when you make that decision. It's very important to catch that one. Because the real judgment today we have, like from who I am now with this mindset, with these beliefs, I'm judging that decision that I make back then. But the reality is back then I was a different person. That was the 16 years ago version of me. That was the best decision that she could take in that moment. Yes, was a coping mechanism. So what? That's life. We need to cope with different things. And sometimes it's by yelling and screaming. Sometimes it's by putting a rose on your ankle. You know? So think about it. What are the judgments that you have today about your past? And then if you could just step back for a minute and realize that the judgment is coming from the fact that who you are today will not make that decision. The judgment that you are making today for this version of who you are today, it's not about what you have decided many years ago. It's about that you will not make that decision today. So now that being said, this is opportunity for you to open yourself up to compassion and love for yourself, specifically for the younger version of yourself. That version that make that decision, and understand that that version of yourself that took that decision was the best that you could take back then. We hear people talking all the time, oh, I just said a few minutes ago, I was so silly when I did this and that. That's a unnecessary self-judgment. More accurate statement of that will be so silly today to make that decision, because today I'm this person, right? But back then was nothing silly about it. That was the best decision that I could make from where I was standing, from where my life looks like, for who I used to be back then. So all this cover-up tattoo really got me drilled into, are we covering up our past, or are we brave enough to look at it, to look at every piece and pour some love, some compassion, some forgiveness, whatever each piece might need, so we could heal our past. If you want to really, really dive deep into this, I will invite you to open the description and check out the Unfiltered program. Unfiltered Mastermind, it's a course that I taught a couple of years ago. It's a 6-month course. And it's all about pulling out your story to heal it, to rewrite it, to move into the future that you dream and desire. For the month of May, we have it at 50% off. It's going to be launched on June 1st. Please open the description, look at the sale page, all the details what this program contains. It is actually all the framework, step by step, that I went through in order to pull out my story, all the trauma and all the hells that I've been through, so I could heal them, so I could put them on the paper and publish my memoir. Since when I taught this course first, I improved the course. Of course, I edited the recordings, but more than that, I added workbooks to each session. So you could have a personalized self-discovery experience, because we are really looking at all the pieces, like the stories, the trauma. We bring them into the present and we heal it. And then we go back and we make peace with that younger version of ourselves. So it's not your typical course that you just take a bunch of notes that you might or you might not apply ever. I know I done it quite a few times. Just bought a bunch of programs and went through them and never applied them. This is actually a hands-on. It's a hands-on course, because the questions are direct and provocative. So if you really do the work, you have the opportunity to drill into the story. And then more than that, you'll be supported to figure out who you are today, and more importantly, who do you want to become, and that get all the supports of how to deal with change. Changing your beliefs, changing your habits, and allowed, your identity to shift into becoming who do you want to become. All that is going to happen in a first half of the program, the first 3 months. And then in the second half, we are moving into, after we went through all that transformation and healing, we are moving into expansion and up leveling. And I'm talking about each area of your life. Each session stands on its own, and that's why I created this workbooks, so you could easily go back, because you will have access, lifetime access to the replay. So you could easily go back and open a specific session if you just wanted to address that specific framework for whatever area in your life. But the way that it's created is to allow you to choose one area of life that you want to focus on, or all areas of your life that you want to focus on. Print up as many workbooks as you want for each session, or just download it in your computer and fill them up electronically, whichever works best for you. So we start with telling the truth and pulling out the story. We are healing the trauma. We are shifting and changing beliefs and habits and identity. And then we are expanding and up leveling, and we are looking at results. Again, results in each area of your life. And when we identify what they are, or what we want them to be, for the end of the course, we are diving deeper into how to increase our capacity for more of everything: more love, more peace, more money, more health, more success, more anything that you desire. So that is Unfiltered Mastermind Program, regardless if you join us in Unfiltered or not. But for today's episode, talking about cover up tattoos and cover up our past, I do want to close with 3 questions. Number 1, what part of your past are you successfully ignoring, denying, pretend is not there? Number 2, what are you afraid of? What's the worst thing could happen if you are to face that part? And number 3, what might be possible for you? What might open up for you if you are to make peace with that part of your past? I hope you share some of this answer with us in the comments or directly to the email, transformation@simonaspark.com. And again, most importantly, answer for yourself. That's that for today. I wish you an amazing day. Have a bear lifestyle, and let me cheer you on in closing with the remaining water. Have a bear lifestyle, everyone. Thank you for tuning in today. Please follow, rate, and review your favorite episode and share it with your friends.
We'd love to hear from you, what inspired you, what triggered you, and what interested you. We can't wait to have you back.
Till then, be Bear. Beautiful, authentic, real, and ever evolving.